Someone has hurt you. Maybe it just happened. Maybe it was years ago and it still sits in a place inside you that never fully healed. Maybe you have said you forgave them, but the moment their name comes up, something tightens. Something old and unresolved rises right back to the surface like it never left. You are not alone in that, not even close. The desire for justice when someone wrongs you is one of the most human things that exists. It is not weakness. It is not a character flaw. It is real. And Scripture does not pretend otherwise. Today's passage is Romans 12:17-19. Paul writes, "Repay no one evil for evil, but give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave room for the wrath of God." Romans 12:17-19, ESV. Now, before anything else, let us be clear about what that last line actually means, because that phrase has been twisted and weaponized for centuries in ways that dishonor our Father completely. This verse is not describing a God waiting to punish someone on your behalf. That is not who our Father is. What this verse is actually saying is this: our Father sees everything. He sees what was done to you. He sees the full picture, every layer, every intention, every piece of the story that you will never have access to. And He is saying to you, you do not have to carry this. You were never built to carry this. Let it go, and trust me with it. That is not a threat. That is a father stepping in, so his child does not destroy themselves trying to balance a scale they were never meant to touch. Think about what revenge actually costs the person carrying it, not the person it is aimed at. The person holding it. It takes up space, real space, space that could hold peace, that could hold joy, that could hold forward movement. Instead, it holds a wound that gets reopened every time the memory surfaces, every time their name comes up, every time you have to sit in the same room with them. Paul understood this. He was writing to people in Rome who had genuine enemies, not mild inconveniences, real opposition, people who had wronged them in serious, lasting ways. And his instruction was not, push it down, pretend it did not happen, be a doormat. Look at what he actually said. Give thought to do what is honorable. That takes wisdom. That takes intention. That is not passive. He was telling them, be deliberate, be thoughtful. Choose your response carefully. Do not react from the wound. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Notice that phrase, so far as it depends on you. Paul was not naive. He knew that peace with every person in your life is not always possible. Some people will not meet you there. Some situations have gone too far. He was not asking you to manufacture peace where none can exist. He was asking you to make sure that if peace is broken, it is not because of something you did. The part that belongs to you, handle it well. The rest is not yours to control. That is a profound distinction. You are only responsible for your side. What they did, what they chose, what they continue to choose, that belongs to them. And ultimately, it belongs to our Father. Jesus had something to say about this too. Peter came to him once and asked a question that every human being has asked in their own way. He said, "How many times do I have to forgive someone who wrongs me?" 7 times? He thought he was being generous. 7 was well beyond what anyone would reasonably expect. Jesus said, 70 times 7. Matthew 18:22. He was not giving Peter a number to track. He was dismantling the entire idea of keeping score. Forgiveness. The way Jesus taught it is not a transaction. It is not something you extend once and check off the list. It is a direction you keep choosing, not because the person who hurt you deserves it, but because you do. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It does not mean what they did was acceptable. It does not mean you trust them again automatically. It does not mean the relationship goes back to what it was. Forgiveness is not the same as reconciliation, and Scripture never says it is. You can fully release someone, hand the whole weight of what they did over to our Father, and still have the wisdom to protect yourself going forward. That is not contradiction. That is health. Think about what unforgiveness actually does inside a person over time. It keeps you in a loop. The same moment, the same wound, the same conversation you wish had gone differently, replaying on a track that never ends. And the person who hurt you, in most cases, has moved on completely. They are not sitting in that loop with you. You are in it alone. Our Father is not asking you to carry that alone. He is asking you to hand it to Him. Not because justice does not matter. It does. Our Father sees every injustice, every careless word, every deliberate cruelty, every quiet betrayal that nobody else witnessed. He sees it all, and none of it escapes His attention. But the carrying of it was never yours to do. There is a freedom on the other side of releasing this that most people never fully experience because they cannot bring themselves to let go. Not because they are bad people, but because holding on feels like the only form of power they have left in a situation where they felt powerless. Our Father is offering you something greater than that power. He is offering you peace, real peace, the kind that does not depend on the other person ever apologizing, ever changing, ever acknowledging what they did. Peace that exists completely independent of their choices. That is what Paul was pointing toward in Romans 12. Not a passive resignation, not pretending the wound was not real, a deliberate, courageous decision to step out of the loop, hand the weight to our Father, and walk forward into the freedom that is waiting on the other side. Someone wronged you. That is real. Our Father knows it is real. He saw it happen. He sees what it has cost you, and He is saying, "Give it to me. I have you. You do not have to resolve this. You do not have to balance this. You do not have to wait for them to make it right before you can feel free. The freedom is already yours. It has been waiting for you to reach for it." What is our Father saying to you through this today? Take a moment to think about that.